Here we go. So, do you guys see my screen? All good?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So let's dive in. So this mainly the SOTA like views, and here you can bring up the node. So this is the basic image input. I just drag and drop my massing. Then with this nodal system, I like use Gemini, aka Nano Banana. So the image for massing as input, and now I need a prompt to have my request. So here is prompt long one. You should describe all the details or convert into a realistic editorial style exterior visualization of modern villa, some texture, concrete, glass, wood, and describe the landscaping like the surrounding in detailed way. Also about the pool here, the blue massing, and I have a wooden deck near the pool. And for the landscaping in the foreground, some shrubs, small palms, decorative stone, all this kind of stuff. It's important to add this follow exact same massing that Nano Banana don't change your lines or your sketch. So it's very important. So let's generate that and see what we will get. Okay, so this first attempt is not really accurate. It's good. Let's do it again. But that's normal. That's AI. It's not like straightforward or one shot. Here is again. Okay, better, but the glass is off. So do it again. Generate. Yeah, I know in this case we are like burning credits, but that's AI. Okay, this one seems to be good. Not bad, in my opinion. So we have our vegetation, our texture. The glass is good. So we can compare that. You can see here it's mostly exact same massing that we have. So that will be very useful. I just described the openings, the texture, and the surrounding, the context, let's say. Let's go further. So here we bring up another time to edit the image with Gemini. So we get this output. Now we will use it as input another time, and we have our prompt for sure, our request, and let's generate another camera view, let's say. Generate the left side elevation view showing the house and focus on the pool from the left side. Let's generate and see what we will get here. In the meanwhile, I can even prepare the next edits. That's what's cool about this application. So when I generate, I can go further with the next steps waiting for the generation. So I don't lose time. That's good. So I can prepare the other views. So the main idea here, I will generate different angle from this generated image that we have. So we can like Control C, Control V to paste and copy paste. Same process, prompt, request, and Gemini. So here our left side view. That's good. It's very accurate. The same like mood, lighting, texture, and even the placement of the texture position is the same. That's really good. So here we try to generate a low-level close-up zoom view that shows the water of the swimming pool in the foreground with caustic effect. So you should try with Gemini to describe what you want to have this detailed view other view. So you should like describe well. Like here, we can just ask for generating an above view, like taken from a drone. And let's generate that. In the meanwhile, you can see here our like caustic effect pool with the house in the background, with blurry background. That's very good. But we can try another thing. Let's remove this low level and see what you will get. You can almost try to tweak your prompt always. Here is our like above view. It's not good. We don't have this skyline. It's weird. So we can just add, you can see like a mountain or something. You should describe the context or the background to give him more details. So let's add mountain background. So in the meanwhile, we have this shot, close-up shot on the pool of the house. It's really good. It's realistic. The caustic effect is insane. Here we go. So this one is more beautiful, accurate. We have our mountain in the background and our villa with all landscaping. That's great. Okay, let's just, we can rename our node to be organized, well organized here. So let's rename them. So here's above shot, and you still see the Gemini, the model that you use for this edit. Here our pool close up, left side shots. Great. And we can even reroute like the image. It's tools to, if you want to use the image in different like node or input, you can reroute that kind to get the things well organized. So our base image. Great. So we will try now to like animate that. So we have the massing prompt, and we have this image. From this image, we generate multiple angle view using natural language, just prompt. So now we can try to like use animation, image to video, using the like first and last frame. So for that, you can go here, video, image to video. All these are image to video model already pre-installed and ready for you. But to be honest, I test and prefer Kling for that task. It's very powerful in that. So we will choose to input first frame and last frame. So our first frame is the main image, and the last frame will be the left side view. And we add like the prompt, our request, how it's basically to describe how the camera will move or what we want to see in this video. So here I will just ask to simply orbit the camera to the left side and having the pool as focus. So I need slow camera movement to the left, and the focus will be in the pool. That's as simple as that. We have duration for 5 seconds here. It's enough for this movement. Let's generate. And in the meanwhile, we can go further with the next video generation. So we will go from the left side to the close up on the pool. Same process, unclick first frame, second last frame, and text input to describe the camera movement. So here we orbit our camera to the right, and we zoom on the pool, on the water pool, to have this close up. On the pool's water. And we specify that we have the house in the background, in the blurry background. Let's generate that. Okay, our first animation is ready. So really cool. That's insane. You can even not see the difference between the traditional way or it's done with AI. And in a couple of seconds, don't forget that. So now we are like zooming on the pool with the caustic effect, waiting for the generation. We can go further and search for cling directly. Here we will use just one image to video, but I don't use here like first and last frame. So I just this image and I describe it. So an image as input, one single one, and a prompt to describe that. So here I want to like describe the movement of the water, the caustic effect, some ripples on the water, but with just static camera. I don't want the camera to move. I want it static and got this effect of small ripples on the water with that nice caustic effect. So let's see here, we can change it to 10 seconds, but in this case, it's enough. Okay, we have our second generation ready. Look at that, guys. Look at that, this movement is fluid, it's like, that's insane. We used to do that in traditional way. We have your like GPU for the whole night to produce that. But now, no GPU needed. Some credits and some text, couple of minutes, and we are good. Let's go further with that. So here we will use the above view, just the regular image to video, not the first and last frame. So we take this image as input and we ask the model to orbit the camera like slowly. And we focus obviously on the house. Then let's add like a time-lapse effect to turn from daylight to a night moods with time-lapse effect. And we choose here 10 seconds. Let's generate that. Okay, now our video for the ripples and caustic effect ready. Yes, this insane, this very realistic as effect. Okay, so here we go. Don't forget, guys, our main input is just this massing, nothing else. Let's have more fun with that. We will use this like massing, 3D massing, reroute that, and we will animate that also with nice effects between this massing as first frame and as last frame, our generated image, realistic one. So we will ask for that with a nicely effect. Here we are waiting for the generation for 10 seconds for the above view drawn or bird's eye view, let's say. here, let's ask to something fun, like transition between the massing and the realistic visual. So it will be static camera. I don't want the camera to move. And I will ask for time-lapse effect on like growing trees and shrubs with like cinematic and dynamic effects. Perhaps we can add also some fog and dust to have like cool effects. Okay, let's generate that. Our bird's eye animation is ready. That's really good. We have our time lapse. You can see here turning to night mood. You can see also the ripples on the pool, water pool. It's very, very good. Great. Waiting for our transition effect. So in the meanwhile, we can prepare like our video concatenator. It's a node to like put all the generated video together to have one single animation at the end. So we have this animation to the left, okay. We have our like zoom on the pool. And then finally, not finally, it's the ripples, yeah. That's the details here with static camera. And at the end, we will input the bird's eye view. Great, we are ready to compile that. Let's see the effect. Yes, nice one, really cool. Can see that. That's really cool. Okay, so we have our video ready now. And we put all together. So here we go. The massing sketch, detailed prompts. We get our first generation. And from that generation, we can like edit and have multiple camera view using Gemini here or Nano Banana. Then using Kling, we choose like between first and last frame and describe the effect that we want. Even like orbit, static camera, or time-lapse effect, it's up to you and it's up to the case you are dealing with. You can use only static camera with this detail. This is very important and very realistic. This is insane. Here is our time lapse for the bird's eye view. Aerial shots, night. You can see the interior like with warm lighting. That's really great. So we compile all this video together and here we go. So from this massing, you can have a whole animation transition like that, fun and cool with the like sky moving and the clouds. Here we go. Our zoom and then this ripple effect. You can see then the aerial view with the time lapse. That's really interesting. And it's done in a couple of minutes. So it's simple massing, nothing detailed, no openings. And with this quite simple, in my opinion, it's not complicated to have this result. So now let's try another workflow for interior. Let's say or admit that we have our like small living room shots, even AI generated or done in traditional way, just rendered with Corona or V-Ray or whatever. Now we will use flux contexts. So it's very powerful also model like Gemini. And we will ask to generate, like to change the view mostly to a front view, to view like elevation facing the sofa. So we choose our aspect ratio to like square and generate. This is flux context max. And he's perform as well as good as Gemini. Here we go. So first generation, nothing happened, and that's normal. You can get your generation from the first time. Sometimes you have to iterate multiple times, 2 to 3 times. So here we go. This is the result given by context now. It's facing, it's good. Let's try the same prompt, but using Gemini and see what's the difference between the two. In the meanwhile, we can use also Seedream for edit. Seedream perform well with 4K generation native. You can choose high resolution directly. So we will use that also. We just should input the image. Here the result for Gemini. It's good also. Like it's not totally facing, but good. So let's input that for Seedream to also, it's a model of editing like context, like Gemini, but he can have an output of 4K. Let's prepare and go further. We will use flux context here. And for the input, we use Gemini, the one from Gemini as facing the sofa. And here we generate close-up view of the black vase on the table. So I just ask for another view, close-up on this decoration vase or whatever on the table. So you should describe also what is in the framing so I can see part of the sofa in the background. Here is just the result from Seedream edit, and the result is 4K. So, but we didn't have the facing view like, so let's generate again. Here we have a nice close-up shot using context. That's really great. We can also use context to edit any items from the image. Let's see here the result from Seedream. Yeah, it's like good one. And what's best about Seedream is you gave you 4K. That's really good, really important. So here for Flux, we want to edit this image, for example. And let's ask to change the color of the sofa, for example, or texture of the sofa. This sample edit. Sample edit for now using this model like context or Gemini, but used to be very hard to do that. So yeah, just ask to turn the sofa to red velvet, and that's really insane. He didn't touch the pillows, anything, change anything from the image, just changing the texture sofa. and you can do that using even a reference image of your fabrics. Now let's go further for generating a view. We choose Gemini here. And our prompt, our request. So here we want to ask for a macro close-up on the sofa fabric texture and describe, as always, your framing. You can see the pillow in the background. And let's generate that, see what we'll get. Okay, great. We can also prepare, go further. We have this close-up. It's not accurate. That's not good. Let's try it again. We have sometimes to tweak also the prompt. Here, let's try another thing using now context, Max. Okay, we have our macro close-up. It's really good, I think. You can see the details, the blurry background. That's good. Let's get back here, Max. And using the prompt, we just ask to change the view to an above view of the living room. Choose our square ratio, aspect ratio, and generate that. Good. Great result. Not bad. Slightly mid-level view. This is another generation, but I think the first one is better. So we can just drag and drop that in the scene, and we have the input image node. Okay, let's do the same as the previous workflow. Go here, we search for Clink. And apply the same logic. Let's begin with this close-up on the sofa, the texture of the sofa. And the base image. So we have the close-up and the base input image. Let's use that as first and last frame. So just input that and use the prompt to describe our movement, camera movement, or what we want to see there. So we just want Clink to zoom out slowly from the fabric's details shot and see the whole living room. We ask for dynamic camera. Let's see what we get. So base image here. And now let's try to do another one with the elevation view or the facing sofa view. While Clink is generating for the first request, let's ask again. First frame, base image, and last frame will be the front view. We should describe always and obviously what we want for the model. So orbit around to have front view of the sofa. and we want like slow camera movement. Let's generate. In the meanwhile, we can like prepare other video. Here we go. We have our first generation here. Let's see it. Okay, that's great. Not bad. It's kind of weird on the left, but not bad at all. Okay, we can like go further. And here with the same logic, first and last frame, using Link and the prompt slow camera movement to have this like mid-level or above view. Let's generate. Let's see what we have from here. Yeah, really nice one. We just use first frame, 2 images plus prompt. That's very like accurate, fluid, really nice. Great, let's see it. That's really great. Okay, we just wait for this generation. We can try another thing with Clink. Here we will not use the first and last frame. We just use Clink Turbo Pro here and describe what we want to do in this sense. So let's ask for cute dogs come in from the left side, jump on the sofa and just sits on the sofa. I want the camera statics, no movement for the camera. Let's generate that and see here our animation is ready. Slow camera movement, very good one. Really nice. We can try another thing also. Use the same final image, let's say, and we will ask this time for the first one, we ask that cute dogs like enter and sits on the sofa. And here we ask just for a woman coming in the living room from the left side also, and sits on the sofa, then smile to the camera with static camera effect. So let's generate. Here we have our dog video ready. Yeah, really great. That's insane how the model can handle like the physics between the weight of the dog on the sofa and the fabric deformation. That's insane. Okay, let's prepare our video concatenate nodes to put other video together. And let's wait for the last one with the woman. Here we go. That's really great. We didn't specify the like ethic or how the woman look like. So by default, it's like Asian woman, I think, but we can specify that also. Here, let's put all the video together to have our like animation, presentation, whatever. Really great. The movement of the woman is like fluid, normal, realistic. We have our video ready now. Let's see it, close up. to the base image, and then we orbit to facing the sofa. Here, you should be aware of the difference from the square framing and landscaping. All the images should have the same aspect ratio, do not have these, like, you see that, but the animation is insane. Really great one. So guys, we just begin this workflow with one image, one single image, and we have this like animation of the space in like a couple of minutes, and it will take like a couple of dollars as credit, $1 or $2 to do that. That's insane. That's really great. And what's good about SOTA that they had feature of apps, so you can transform your workflow to an apps and share that. Here is the apps features. Just click here, and you can choose as input where the user will use this as input. We will use that, your image, and as output, just the animation. Imagine that you have an image, you put this image and click one button to have this animation like. So you can publish your application, you share it, and here you choose it's private, unlisted, or public. Everyone can use it. So you can have your thumbnails here, for example, publish that up, and here we go. So just input animation, you put obviously something similar to living room, and let's try that. So I did that. I try another one with this like sofa and different scenery of living room. And I ran this app here to get my animation. So it's basically cost around 700 credits. 700 credits is like $2-3, I think, something like that. So imagine whole animation just in one click. Here we go. So the same logic as before, different women sits on the sofa. So that's really great and can be useful. On SOTA also, I think they will monetize that. So if you create an app and make it public, if people use it, you have like, you gain money in a short way. Great. So here's mainly what I want to show you here. This is my website. So I put you the link in the chat. There we go. So here, this is my website, personal one. This is my regular render using the traditional way. It's most of them done with 3ds Max, V-Ray, or Corona. And here is the courses that I have. I have three courses for about AI. This one about Nano Banana. You can find for each one a demo, like what you expect to see or to learn, like. So here's how to switch texture from reference. You can stage also like space with control on the position of your items from just one single reference image. You can like have style transfer. You transform sketch to a realistic visual using like mood board or color tones, and it works perfectly. For this one, you don't have to be like using Config AI, so it's mainly done on Google AI Studio. And there is a lot of use cases that we cover here, like this sketch of image that's insane. Nano Banana is really good in like accuracy and consistency between the sketch and the final result. You can change the mood, change the context using like mass modeling without openings like these cases that we shown here, or even with detailed one. Or also there is multiple view features. It's insane. You can do it even on this building, even in complicated context. You can edit and have multiple view like shown here. So we have context also. It's similar, to be honest, to Nano Banana, but each one performs better in some cases. Here in context, we will use like the dev version, the open source version, and we will use this node that is multi-layer node, can stage your space as you want, and then pass this image into context to have this like sketch to render animation. It improve and make a realistic visual. So here also how to edit space. Here we began mostly with a hand sketch, rough head sketch for the kitchen, and transform that. So it's very, very powerful also. Here, obviously, the mood change, the season change, what you can do, whatever you want. Also, context is very good in like switching texture patterns, detailed one, and the multi-view also, obviously. But to be honest, Nano Banana perform better. What perform better context is these mood board things. It's very powerful. Nano Banana in my test doesn't handle that very well, but context there. I have this course also on Config AI. It's a custom workflow for importing object from reference, real one, and it's very good also. You can see how you can import basically anything in your space, and then you can upscale that. We have an upscale workflow also given with the course. Here we can like replace any items from reference also, and even if you have like different angle view for the same space, you can do that. You can edit, added framing, or whatever. You can put specific like items. This one is like staged with IKEA items, and that's perform really well. We have control over the placement, the scale of the object of the furniture from exact same reference. And here to the upscaling workflow to have your 4K or plus. In this course also I have quick comparison with ChatGPT generation and Omni reference on Midjourney. So here it is, you can place it whatever you want. So here we go. So that's pretty all, guys. Thanks for attending that. Is there any other question? Or we have with us, I think, SOTA CTO, Conrad.
Yes.
Hi, Conrad. How are you doing?
Hey, very good. Thank you, Fadi, for testing the product and having me on your webinar. So
Yeah,
my name
sure.
is Conrad. I'm the co-founder and technical lead here at SOTA. And really what you've shown today is basically what we built the platform for. So the intersection of creativity and engineering. Our goal is to make AI available to creative and engineering professionals, and to enable them to share their workflows with anyone facing similar issues or challenges. You briefly showed the apps functionality. That's something we released, I think roughly a week ago, where you can make your workflows repeatable and shareable with others. And like you've shown, we are like you've mentioned, we are currently beta testing app monetization, because we know how much industry knowledge and how much knowledge goes into these specific workflows that you build with your like architecture visualization knowledge. And we obviously want to give builders back for their knowledge they're sharing on the platform. So we are currently running a beta program. If you're interested in joining, feel free to reach out to me or the team. And if you're interested in the monetization program, just reach out to me on LinkedIn. Also, to just address a couple of questions that came up in the chat, also regarding the pricing on competitors, we are very much monitoring that. And whilst the credit prices on nodes might be higher, our overall credit costs are lower than, let's say, on Weeby, for example. Also, with app monetization, we have the first beta testers that actually got the cost of building the workflow back through the monetization program. So when other people basically run your app, you can set a markup. For example, you can send it to your customers or your colleagues for them to use your apps, and you will get a cut basically that you can set yourself depending on the magnitude of problem you're solving. Also, we offer a free AI assistant to help you build workflows. And again, thank you guys for checking out the platform, and let me know what you think of it.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Connor. That was great. So thank you guys for your time, for your interest, and see you in the next course, hopefully. Bye all. Thank you.